All right, you guys gonna have to forgive me today because I've been trying to find. I didn't want to film in the house like I normally do, and I wanted to come out. And I guess it's such a nice day. Everywhere I was going, there were people. So this is the only place I could find an empty baseball field. But we'll see. We're gonna make it work. But yeah. So for me today, I guess what I want to share is just really still, if you've been following some of my more recent videos, I've been sharing a little bit about like kind of, I don't even know what things to even talk about, you know what I mean, on this platform or even social media for that matter. There is a such thing as cutting too deep with people. People do like the delusion, you know what I mean? And what am I talking about? Like, for example, I was thinking earlier today, about, I did a deep dive in, I'm going to put it on the screen, on this particular topic. And, because I was just curious, because we hear oftentimes, on platforms, on social media, whatever, and from people themselves, they talk about the importance of valuing our women, particularly black women. I mean, when we're talking, black people, we talk oftentimes about, the importance of valuing our women, which I'm in total agreement with. I agree with it 1,000%. And it's something that I try to demonstrate every day, both as a husband and a father. And, and so I try to demonstrate that every day. But I also know that there's another reality to that. And, to the same community that's making this call that we should like honor, respect, and cherish our women, is that you have this industry. Again, like I said, I'll just flash it on the screen again. And you'll find that there are many participants, black participants that are in this industry. It's not exclusive to black people, please. It's not. But we are participants and customers of this very vast industry. And so it's kind of like we say one thing, but then behind the scenes, we give allowances for the direct opposite. And I don't know about y'all, but I just really have a hard time with that. It's just, I don't know. It's just very weird to me. It's like, I don't know, this whole concept of do as I say, not as I do. That's foreign to me. It's like, I don't agree with that. I think that's wrong. You know what I mean? I just always feel like if you say something, you should mean it. You know what I'm saying? And there shouldn't be any exceptions to it whatsoever. And so it's just very foreign to me. So like that topic, for example. But then you got this other one. How many of you guys remember that movie, 50 Shades of Grey? Okay, so 50 Shades of Grey, you already know what that movie was about. It appealed to people who like rough intimacy. I'll just put it that way, okay? And, I didn't see it, don't plan to see it, and it better not show up on my screen, any of my screens. But there is a demographic of people who are into that stuff. And this is in the age of Me Too. This is in the age of, again, how we need to respect, cherish, and honor our women and all of that. But you have a demographic of women who are into this stuff. And I just, again, I don't get it. I don't get it. How can you on one hand say this, but then on the other hand, you're encouraging it. You're funding it. You want to see it. I don't understand that. Then I came across this. Now, my daughter, she's a avid reader. Oh, my goodness. That girl she will put books down. I mean, like it's nothing. I mean, that girl be reading. And she specifically like reading like fiction. Like she loves to read novels and things like that. So she's very well versed in what all the trends are in the novel world and all of that. I'm not, but she definitely is. And so oftentimes she'll tell me what's up and what's going on and all of that in that world. All right. So recently, well, not too long ago, she told me about a genre of novels that are books. I got my phone right here. She told me about a genre, and when I heard it, I almost fell out. This was like not too long ago. It was probably about, I guess, maybe almost a year ago. She told me about this, and she was like, "Oh yeah, there's a whole genre of that." I was like, "What?" She said, "Yeah, it's extremely popular." And the name of the genre is, again, I have to put it on the screen. This is the genre. And I'm also going to put on the screen too, you're going to just see me scrolling through some of the titles of these books. And this is a whole world of different, of books that are written by women. These are books that are written by women who romanticize these very acts that we have all of these parades or, protests, documentaries, you name it, that's saying the direct opposite, that no, you shouldn't engage in that. That's wrong. You shouldn't do that. But here you got a whole genre where women actually want that. They actually want to see that. They romanticize about it. And I'm just like, so it's hard for me. Okay, and then I'll just add this part too. Like going back to that first genre that I talked about, that first industry that I talked about earlier. Like when you get into that world, it's a very dark world. When you're like going through the different, because I said, okay, what are all the different genres in this industry? I just wanted to see all of it. I didn't try to see no pictures or nothing like that. I just wanted to understand the business side of it. And you have all types of genres in this thing. Like, for example, you got women, I'm talking black women now, who role play being slaves to white men and want men to call them the N-word and want men to call them all kind of stuff. I saw one thing where these are black women who want white men to put them in cages. This is like all like an act that they go through. This is intimacy. So I'm sorry. It just, like I said, so for me, I want to talk about things. Like I really want to get into this stuff and talk about the things that really matter. But it's hard to go there because the people that you're talking to, they don't want to go there themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Like you can do this whole video of fire and smoke talking about the value and the importance of protecting our women. And I'm all for it. But we first got to talk about the demographic within that demographic. And it's not exclusive to black people, by the way. I mean, when I talk about some of these things, but who actually want the opposite. Like, how can you come out here and tell men, hey, listen, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't treat women like that or whatever. But then right in your own ranks, you got women who want that. It's sick. You know what I'm saying? And it's just hard, to talk about it. Okay. Like I'll give y'all another example. Now many of you may have grown up where this is commonplace to address women as bees. I grew up in that time, but I didn't grow up thinking, I never normalized that. I just knew it just never sat well with me. It was something that I just, addressing women like that as a female dog. I mean, that was just something that never sat well with me. You know what I mean? So I never engaged in that. But the culture, on the other hand, encourages it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, going back to what I was saying earlier, do as I say, not as I do. For me, respect starts with what we say out of our mouths. And so And again, this is not applicable to everybody, because I know everybody don't address women as such. This is just for the people who do. I mean, I don't understand how we can have such high demands and say, hey, we got to respect our women, but yet we also address them as female dogs. I don't understand that. And yeah, it's just one of the many confusing things. I don't think I'll ever figure it out. Last thing, just recently, I posted something in our research group, and I was talking about it was something else, something that I have known for years. I'm not going to get into it here, but I just said, well, let me just discuss it there, And I said, no, this is known. In fact, I've talked about this before. I said, but I'm really struggling. Should I even post this on YouTube? Because I don't want to post things and it get treated like church gossip. You know what I'm saying? If I post something, it's not gossip. I want to post things that get people to think and to make change. You know what I'm saying? It's not about, whoa, I didn't know that. I didn't know. Bruh, our people love delusion. Our people love to be in delusion. Many of our people don't really want truth at all. We don't. Because once you start unraveling the full picture, many people, and I'm talking even to some of y'all, it would blow your mind. You wouldn't be able to handle it. You wouldn't be able to handle it if all the truth was being revealed on certain topics. Many of y'all would not be able to handle it. And you know why? Because there are things we talk about on this platform and we just lay it all out. We give you as many receipts as we possibly can and say, hey, look it up. It ain't me saying it. This is what's been said. It's out here. Look it up yourself. But you show it to people and then they get mad at you. And I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't deceive you. It's these people. They did it. So, this is therapy for me, I guess, at this point. Who's going to listen to it? Don't know. All I know is the more I talk about this, the lower my numbers get. I do know that. At this point, I really don't care. But, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I just don't know. I just don't know. People oftentimes will talk about wanting to want to get to the truth. But like I said, getting back to that earlier topic, the first topic I talked about, that industry, we can't even have an honest conversation about respecting and cherishing and loving our women until we're willing to deal with stuff like this just within our own numbers. There's a whole industry of people who fund and love the very things that on Main Street we say that we're against. But on our own back streets, we're embracing it. I mean, I don't know how to have an honest conversation these days. I really don't. So anyway, thank you for listening. And that's it. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon.